And we're back on the record at 10:43.
Real quick, if at any time you want to take a break, this is not the baton death march. Every time you say you need a break, as long as you answer whatever questions on the table,
yes, sir.
We'll take a break.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want to clarify something about your engagement with your attorney. As we sit here today, you've not paid Mr. Beard any money.
No, sir.
Okay. You had an attorney prior to Mr. Beard?
Yes.
Who was that? If you remember.
Tanya Meyer.
She
or
here,
Myers.
Here in Dallas,
Yes,
Fort
sir.
Worth?
Yes, sir.
And how long did she represent you?
A few weeks.
And you paid her some money?
Yes, sir.
Are there any other attorneys that you have paid in association with the...
No, sir.
So, do you know of any people, any of your fans who've donated to this GoFundMe campaign?
No, sir.
So when Mr. Ricada came to you and said, I'm going to set up the GoFundMe campaign, did y'all have a discussion of what the money would be used for?
He actually came to me and said, I've already set one up, and I wanted to tell you.
Okay, and so it wasn't something that you approved ahead of time?
Correct.
I mean, but you're okay with it, right? You're okay with there being a GoFundMe campaign out there?
As I mentioned earlier, I didn't have a really good feeling about it at first, and I expressed my concerns to Mr. Ricada. And his response was, you have a lot of people out there that feel like you're being mistreated and they want to help. And it would mean a lot to them to be able to help you. And so I did not object.
Furious paperwork. I'm dead.
If anybody said that you approved Mr. Ricada of setting up the GoFundMe campaign, that would be incorrect.
I did not object to it.
But I'm not asking whether or not you objected. I understand that that's your position. I'm wondering if you approved him doing that.
I guess what I mean to say is if he didn't ask me if it was okay if he did it. He just went ahead and did it and let me know that he was doing it,
Okay.
that he had done it.
All right, we'll show you. We're going to pre-mark as Exhibit 17. Do you recall issuing a tweet on February 20th, 2019?
Not offhand, but
All right. I'm going to represent to you that Exhibit 17 is me pulling a screenshot of a tweet from you off of your Twitter account for February 20th, 2019. Do you recognize this?
yes, sir.
Does it look like a tweet that you issued?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to look on the left-hand side, second column down. It says, a friend expressed a desire to set up a GoFundMe for legal expenses. I approved his kind offer and so grateful, but I am not managing it, nor will I personally receive any of it. First question, the friend that expressed that desire is Nick Ricada?
Yes, sir.
And you would agree with me that when he expressed that desire, you approved it?
As I mentioned, he had already done it.
Objection, non-responsive.
He did not express a desire to do it. He expressed that he had already done it.
Okay, so when you tweeted this out to your people, you didn't say, or to all of your followers, how many do you have?
Twitter followers?
Twitter followers.
Roughly 113,000.
Okay, so when you made this tweet on February 20th, 2019 to all these people, you didn't say, Mr. Ricada or my friend set this up without asking me, but I was okay with it.
No, sir, I did not.
In fact, what you said was you gave it, what it appears to be is you gave it your blessing, didn't you?
Objection form.
I approved his kind offer, and I'm so grateful. That's Vic Mignogna blessing the GoFundMe.
Well, I wanted to communicate that I was aware of it and
grateful.
right?
Grateful. Yeah,
Certainly.
Grateful.
Certainly.
Because y'all are going to take that money, y'all are going to sue some women into the dirt, aren't you, Mr.
I'm
Mignogna?
sorry, say that again?
Y'all are going to take that money and you're going to grind some women down into the dirt with this lawsuit. That's what you're going to do.
No, sir.
That's not what happened?
No, sir.
I mean, where's the money's been spent?
Objection form.
I don't know, as I mentioned to an earlier question.
You've sued Mrs. Real.
Yes, sir.
You've sued Miss Markey.
Yes, sir.
Hadn't sued anybody else, right?
Mr. Toy.
Mr. Toy.
Who's mad?
Not yet, in answer to your question.
Are there other
Anybody
people you
else?
plan on suing?
Possibly.
Are there other people out there that have damaged your reputation that I should know about?
Possibly.
I mean, they do more damage to your reputation than my clients?
I don't think so.
What was the money going to be used for?
Objection
What was this
form.
money going to be used
Yeah.
for? Well, I would encourage you to read it yourself.
Object is non-responsive. I'm
I
asking
will read
you.
Witness answer
it. I will
question.
read it for you, sir. Oh no, here. The fund is set up for Vic's legal defenses. And as you know as well, anything that was left over was told very clearly that it would be donated to charity.
Okay.
If this all ended tomorrow, the lion's share of this money would go to charity, which I assume you would approve of.
So, object is non-responsive. My first question is, so the money, according to the GoFundMe page, is for your defenses, correct?
That's my understanding.
Are you being sued by anybody right now?
No, sir.
So what is the money defending against?
That seems like a semantic to me. I think we both know what it's for.
Oh, yes, we do.
It's for the lawsuit itself.
That's right. It's for you to sue two women that have accused you of sexual
Objection,
harassment, correct?
non-responsive.
No, sir.
Objection form.
Oh, it's not. The money is not for you, for it not to be used to help you sue two women that have accused you of sexual harassment.
The money is to be used for me to seek justice for defamation of my reputation.
Are you aware of any other GoFundMe campaign in the entire United States where a man accused of sexual harassment gets money to go sue his accusers?
No, sir.
I mean, you're a unicorn, aren't you?
What do you
Could you say
mean?
that again?
I mean, you're literally the only male in the entire United States accused of sexual harassment who solicited money not to keep
Objection
himself
form.
out of jail, but to go sue the harassers. Do you realize how unique you are?
Objection
Am I?
form.
Do you realize it?
No, sir, I don't.
I mean, you're
I
very
didn't ask for any of this, sir.
Okay, let's take a break. He's answered the question.
Do we go off the record? Yeah. And we're going off the record at 10:50. And we're back on the record for the beginning of disc number 2. The time is 11 a.m.
Mr. Mignogna, I'd like you to pull Exhibit 17 back out and talk about it a little bit more. Left-hand side of the page, top column, there's a discussion there about public and private apologies. What are the private apologies that you made?
Shortly after Monica publicly stated that I had done something that upset or offended her in some way, I've been friends, at least I considered us friends for a very long time, and so I wrote Monica an email basically saying I am mortified if I've done something somewhere in the past to upset or offend you, but would you please tell me what it is, because I didn't know in what she was referring to in her tweets.
Is that the only person you privately apologized to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so if I understand this correctly, Ms. Real publicly made statements about you that reflected negatively upon you.
Yes, sir.
Did they describe why she felt negatively about you?
The first several, for the first bit of time, I can't tell you exactly how much time, were rather vague. And that was when I wrote her as I said, we've been friends, my understanding, for 20 years.
Okay. The public apologies, what would those be?
I put out a tweet at some point that just basically said, I am extremely sorry for any certainly unintended offense or, anything that has hurt or offended anyone. Certainly never my intention. And I also apologized publicly at an event.
And who are you apologizing to?
Specifically?
Yeah.
Anyone who I inadvertently offended.
And what did you think you were apologizing for?
Inadvertently offending them.
And when you say inadvertently offending, you're talking about giving hugs or kisses and things like that, people that didn't want it.
Whatever it was that people had a problem with.
Right. Now, were you also referring to instances, the various instances in your hotel room where it was just you and a woman? Was that
No,
part
sir.
of it? So the public and private apologies didn't apply to that.
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
As we sit here today, that a number of people have accused you of inappropriate behavior in your hotel room at these various conventions. You agree with that?
No, sir.
You don't think that you've been accused publicly of inappropriate conduct in your hotel room?
You said a number of people. I'm not aware of a number of people accusing me of that.
So you're quibbling with the number of people?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay. How many?
Good answer.
I don't know.
Well, then how do you know it's not a number?
I didn't say it wasn't a number.
All right, let me strike that. Let me start this one over. How many people do you know of that have publicly accused you of inappropriate conduct in your hotel room?
I don't know.
More than one?
Yes?
More than 5?
I don't believe so. But I don't.
Somewhere between 1 and 5.
Possibly.
Okay. And you don't know who those people are that have accused you of this?
I certainly know some of them.
And all false, right?
I'm sorry?
And all false.
Anything that happened was consensual.
Okay. Exhibit 17, left-hand side of the page, second column, talks about if there's any surplus that will go to the Salvation Army Dallas Domestic Violence and Abuse Shelters. Whose idea was that?
I don't recall, actually.
But it wasn't yours?
No, sir.
You ever donated to the Salvation Army Dallas Domestic Violence and Abuse Shelters?
No, sir.
You ever donated to any domestic abuse shelters?
No, sir.
You ever donated to the Me Too movement?
No, sir.
Ever donated to any organization designed to stop sexual harassment?
No, sir.
Good. Don't.
You ever been arrested?
No, sir.
And this is your first lawsuit ever?
Yes, sir.
In this lawsuit, there
Does
was
a divorce count? I guess not. does it?
kind of, but I won't hold you to that.
Thank you. Okay.
Did you do anything to look for documents to produce in this lawsuit?
I'm sorry?
Did you do anything to look for documents to produce in this lawsuit? You look
Can you-
possible. So
can
let me
Clarify?
In most lawsuits, there's a process where documents are requested from each side. Your attorney's requested documents from my clients. We've requested them from you. You with me so far?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you done anything to pull any documents together for this lawsuit?
I have provided everything to Mr. Beard that was relevant. That
Okay. So let me break that down a little bit. When you say provided to him, in what form did you provide it? Did you give him your phone? Did you give him your computer?
I forwarded, I guess, emails
Answer that.
or
I'm going to object privileged to privilege.
Okay.
Don't answer.
Did anyone assist you in selecting information that you forwarded to your client?
not to my knowledge.
Did anybody provide you documents to provide to your attorney?
No, sir.
Where did you look for information? file folders, computer, phone? Where'd you look?
Well, I didn't have a great deal because this has not been, wasn't any kind of an issue. When it came up, the only information that I really had were any emails or documentation online, mostly.
Okay, so let me see if I can narrow this down.
Stuff that might have been sent to me anonymously.
Do you, did you have any type of computer expert look at your phone or laptop?
No, sir.
Did you give your attorneys or anybody else access to your phone or laptop?
No, sir.
Were you given what are called requests for production? It's an actual list of requests for documents, and it specifies what we're looking for.
I believe my attorney was.
Was that provided to you? Do you know?
I believe he told me about it.
Okay. I don't want to. We can't get into that. How did you?
Real quick,
No, I don't want to go. I don't like that. If you have a question, we can have a
works
verbal.
just fine. I don't think you propounded request for production. I
Oh,
think,
is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah, we just in the context of the deposition.
Paying a deuce is taking was all we got.
Oh, my apologies.
Accepted.
So any documents that have been provided to your attorney were provided by you? Did you have any assistance pulling documents and providing them to attorneys?
Not to my knowledge.
There were a number of folders produced by your attorneys. One of them is called Fan Club Discovery. It's like a little icon folder.
Okay.
Did you put that together?
No, sir.
Do you know how it would have gotten to your attorneys?
No, sir.
Do you know a woman named Lauren Kosich, K-O-C-I-C-H?
Yes.
And who is that?
She is one of the moderators of the Risen Bull Rangers fan club.
And how old is she?
If I had to guess, I don't know, but if I had to guess, probably mid-20s.
Any idea why she would be producing documents, or why we would be getting documents with her name on it?
No.
Right.
It's a
Are you
fan
familiar
club.
with a screen name or email, mechwarrior_m@msn.com?
No, sir.
What about Chibi Dragonessa 007?
It's fun to say, isn't it?
Do you know who that is?
No, sir.
Amanda Lynn Martin at yahoo.com?
No, sir.
What about Jenna Gentry?
No, sir.
You know who Martin Palmer is?
No, sir.
How about a Christian Eccles?
No, sir.
ECHOLS? Do you have any text messages with this Miss Rial?
No, sir.
Not at all.
No, sir.
And certainly, if you don't have any text messages, then no one could be reporting that you were showing text messages from Mrs. Rial at conventions.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Well, let me see if I do it this way. I heard a rumor that you've been going to conventions and showing people text messages, supposedly from Monica Rial. Is that true?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Are you familiar with a website called Kiwi Farms?
I've heard of it.
And you know what it is?
No, I think it's some kind of an information gathering website. I've never been there.
When did you first learn of it?
Just during this incident, over the course of this incident.
And and when you say incident, you're talking about the online eruption of allegations against you?
Yes, sir.
And who introduced you to Kiwi Farms, or how'd you learn about
I
it?
don't even remember.
Do you know what goes on at Kiwi Farms?
No, sir.
So, what is it you know about Kiwi Farms?
As I mentioned earlier, it's some sort of a information gathering website. That's about all I know.
Do you know what doxing is? D-O-X?
I've heard that word, yes.
What is that? What does it
Well,
mean to you?
my understanding of it is that it is the public publication or releasing of private information about someone. I think that's my understanding of it.
Do you know if Kiwi Farms has anything to do with doxing any witnesses in this lawsuit?
No, sir.
That's certainly not something you would support, is it?
No, sir.
You don't want witnesses that are going to testify in this case public information shared on the internet, do you?
I don't think public information, or I don't think that kind of information should be shared publicly, no.
Are you aware of anyone trying to get Kiwi Farms to identify witnesses and disclose their information?
No, sir.
I'm going to show you what we're going to mark as Exhibit 10. I'll represent to you that Exhibit 10 is a printout of Kiwi Farms in a particular thread that's in the bottom left-hand corner. And what I want to do is take a look at page 10.
Guy
I'm
sounds
sorry,
like a
page 2.
less manly
Yeah.
Super Dave Osborne.
Okay.
Page 2, there's a number of names, including Mr. Toy, Mrs. Rial,
Page 10?
Pardon, Miss
Page 2?
Page 2.
Page 2.
Oh, are they
printed on the
printed
back
on
side.
both sides? Oh, okay.
And if you look in the bottom corner, you see that Exhibit 10, page 2. It's called a Bates label. The very bottom of the document.
Down here?
Yeah, that's how I'll direct you to pages.
Okay.
Okay. So, first time you've ever seen this webpage?
Absolutely.
Know anybody that has anything to do with Kiwi Farms?
No.
Any idea why these particular individuals might be on this page?
No.
Do you know any individuals identified on page 2?
Are you talking about these pictures?
Yes.
Certainly I know Jamie. I know who Damon Mills is. I know who Amanda Wynn Lee is. I know who Monica Rial is. Ron Toy, Chris Sabat, Sean Schimmel, Adam Sheehan, Jamie McGonigal. They're all members of the industry.
And no idea why they might be on this page. It says dox them at the top, got to catch them all.
You'd have to ask the people that produced this. I didn't do it. I've never seen this before.
And you understand that there are people who have accused you of inappropriate acts that have not disclosed their names. You're aware of that?
Yes.
And would you agree with me that you, because they want to maintain their privacy, you would not want those names disclosed publicly?
I believe that someone who makes accusations publicly, especially with the intention of destroying someone's reputation or job, at least should be identified. I don't believe somebody should have the power to destroy someone and remain safely anonymous.
Okay, so if women come forward and accuse you of and are willing to testify, you want that their identities publicly disclosed.
Objection
Fair?
form.
I would expect as much public disclosure of them as they have of me.
What about women who have not publicly accused you of anything anonymously? Should their names be disclosed?
Say that again, please. I'm
Sure.
sorry.
What if there are women out there who have never publicly accused you of doing anything inappropriate, but are willing to testify in this case? Or should their identities be disclosed to the public?
No, I don't believe so.
Good answer. Look at the monster.
Are you aware of anyone involved in this lawsuit receiving death threats?
No, sir.
Have you
Because they
received
aren't.
any death threats?
No, sir.
And you certainly don't want anyone receiving death
Absolutely
threats?
not.
think you're a pretty good judge of character of people?
Apparently not. I thought I was.
And when did you start to doubt your ability to judge people's character?
When people that I have known for many, many years who have treated me publicly, privately, to my face, in dozens of settings as friends, and then spent the last 5 months trying to ruin my career and reputation.
生きるリバサイガスの吹き溜まりはまっちまったやつほど口が悪いここじゃ成功ってやつ雲隠れ俺たちの未来こそあの色分け目口が悪いし見つめだね全速で前してきたのかね見つけた最低変なら書き残すこの目しか見れない経験のな名前だけこの決意に甘えはね